Hey guys, what's up? Lone Berserker here, and this is a commentary 1 versus 1. I'm playing as Pontus and going up against Carthage. And this is going to be different because I'm going to be showing the replay and the army comps, and then I'm going to be doing sort of an analysis of what both sides could have done better, or the losing side could have done better. So this is an army I have used before. I have 4 slingers, 2 Threo spears, 1 Pontic sword, 3 Hublates, 2 Pontic peltist, 3 noble blood, a chariot, 2 naked swords, and my Pontic royal general. And this Carthage player brought a strange army, but it's actually pretty cool. So it's a rush build basically, but it has 3 Iberians and 1 noble Numidian. And this has to be, in my opinion, one of the best cav units in the game, but no one brings it because of its price, which I think is a bit ridiculous. Like, they bring Companion cav, but they never bring this unit. And I haven't played as Carthage much, so yeah, but I would bring this more if I played as Carthage more. So my opponent has 3 Libyan Peltist, 3 Gallic Swords, 2 Nobles, 2 Libyans, another Gallic Sword, and 3 late Libyans in his Balearic, and then his General. So immediately I have a small skirmish advantage, but it's an advantage, and he by far has the infantry advantage. But I do have the cavalry advantage. I have better cavalry. Now he has, in theory, he has more cavalry because of his general. But other than that, in my opinion, I have the cav advantage, except for this unit right here. But these Iberians will be beat in any fight that they get into with my noble blood cav. So immediately I know this is a rush build, and I'm preparing for that. I'm moving my chariot up. I'm moving my slingers behind my line. Then I'm going to be sending my Hublates up. This battle gets started very quickly. So here they go, into position. I do have my Threo spears just tossing at these guys, which I'm fine with. They'll do some early damage, which is nice. They're very strong units. I'm pulling my Pontic sword back for a reserve unit that can be used later. Here come my chariots, getting them ready. And I'm moving my Threo spears. I'll form square with both of those. I will engage with my Hublates. I'm moving to the left, and I should be moving to the right, but I'm not doing that. Then I'm going to have my Peltist. You can see these guys are getting shot quite a bit here, but that's fine. Now here come my chariots. This is a mistake. I'll just say that. They're going in. I already lost 1 chariot, which isn't too much of a big deal. But, okay, hold on. Okay. But, his units are fresh, and they can stand up to the chariots for now. You can see I am nailing this noble fighter, though. And I'm charging them into Libyans, Gallics, and late Libyans, which is a problem. Because these Hublates are going to do pretty good damage. As you can see, they're hitting this one here. And they're going to stop my men from moving completely. And you're going to see what happens after that. So I do get a charge, a frenzy charge on his Libyans. This happens over here. I didn't get a charge off, which will come back to bite me later. I'm moving my Peltist up to help support this fight. I'm sending my Pontic sword into this fight here. That's the problem, by the way. My chariots, here's the problem here. I should have turned and charged his Balearics, and because I didn't, he's just going to get a ton of shots on and kill my chariots. They didn't do bad, though. They got a pretty good amount of kills. So here comes all my cavalry. This is a problem. I should have had them over here, and I could have freely struck his cav from behind. Or infantry from behind. But my Peltists are ripping apart these Libyans with the help of the naked swords, and this square formation will hold for a while. My Pontic Peltists are crushing these late Libyan Hublates. Naked swords will run over those Gallics very quickly. This unit got through. I clump up all my cav, and this is another mistake I'm making. I have my general chasing his Numidians, which is fine. But I'm going to see the situation very quickly here. And I'm trying to get my noble bloods out of that fight. And I'm trying to engage his Iberians. I'm going to go for his general now. I think I can hold, in my opinion, I can hold up long enough for support to come. And for the infantry fight, these guys aren't moving. But it's actually quite even. I've one on the right, he's one on the left. And I'm going to take advantage of that and charge these Libyan Peltists. And they will get crushed very quickly here. My Pontic Peltists are still doing a great job, getting tons of kills. And I'm going to see that he broke through, so I'm relining my guys up. Where is it? Right here. So his cavalry is going to get into the back of my slingers, which isn't too much of a big deal because you'll see I'll be able to free them up very quickly. My general is winning, quite surprisingly. I do get into the back of these Iberians and they're going to get crushed very quickly. So I am trying to stay away from his Libyans and Gauls, but I am hitting him with my Noble Bloods. Here they get caught though, I could not get them out of there. I was so mad about that. I've won in the center though. You will see though I mismicro this unit again and he just kind of stands there waiting. I did kill that Libyan with my naked sword and he's going to come into the back of these late Libyans. As you'll see here. That unit won't hold up much longer. I finally take my Pontic sword out, which should have been done a long time ago. And then I'm going to charge his Libyans. And my Peltists are actually going to... Oh, his general died, by the way. He died over there fighting. But you can see I'm getting help to take out the Numidian noble. I'm going to fight this noble sword here. Or I'm going to in a little bit. Right here. With my Pontic Peltist. And you'll see how that goes. It's pretty funny. So you can see I mismicro this unit, and I'm not moving it at all. But I finally give it orders. I should have chased after the Balearic. That's another mistake. His late Libyans are losing. His Libyan infantry, though, are doing pretty good. So Pontic Peltists are actually holding up against the Noble Fighters, and here come my Noble Blood. They're going to crush this Noble Fighter pretty easily. And then I'm going to have this Pontic Peltist help in the fight here. And my Eastern Slingers are getting tons of kills like this. As you can see, into the backs of these nobles. They're not too highly armored. I tried to break out with my naked sword and hit his Balearics, but they broke as soon as I got to the Balearic. My Pontic sword is losing here pretty badly, and they're wavering because of it. And they will eventually break off the field. So, like I said, this noble fighter is getting wrecked. Slinger is still firing in. There goes the Pontic sword, and there goes the Hoplite right after it. This was something I should have dealt with sooner. I shouldn't have allowed his Balearic Slinger to get on the field this much. Or roam the field freely like this. But finally I do get in, and I make another mistake here. I withdraw immediately. And I'm trying to go for a hammer and anvil and maybe break his late Libyans. Which isn't a bad idea, but I should have just stayed in the fight. I could have broke them right there. So here come my guys charging to the backs. They do pretty good. I have another unit charging in. I'm still shooting this mercenary noble, which I thought was funny. And I do break the noble over here, or he will eventually break. I'm trying to pull my cav out and still use them, and then I charge back into the Balearics, but this time it's not going to be so good. I get hit by a volley right before I engage, and he just has so many numbers that he's going to win. Yeah, like I said, I killed that noble fighter there with my Peltist. And I still have my Eastern Slinger shooting into the fight here, but it's kind of over at this point. My Pontic Peltists aren't going to pull out the battle. They've done so much work though this game. This is why I love them so much. They just killed a noble fighter with the help of a few cav charges. In melee too, so that makes it even better. So yeah, at this point my opponent's won. His infantry pulled out, which wasn't surprising, but and you can see this noble fighter will actually break, or almost break. So we can just speed it up. I just leave my cav unit in the fight at this point. And actually, this is pretty funny. Everything's dead, or except so everything's dead, and my slinger doesn't break. My opponent and I were talking about this, like, why didn't the unit break from army losses? They're like a crappy unit in terms of morale. So you can see it was a very, very close fight. Actually, look at the kills. He was only a few more. He only had a few more, but he also had a much bigger army than me. So, as you can see, my army didn't do bad. It was mainly my Therial Spears and some of my Slingers, but the Chariots is what was used wrong. So, I'm going to be doing a small cut here, and you can see his army, by the way. You know what, his units did good. So I'm going to be doing a small cut, and then I'm going to be showing you the analysis. Okay, so you're probably really confused on what this is, but basically I just used the Paint app that you got on your computer, And this is how I'm going to be doing the analysis of the battle. So you can see the two armies. It looks like I have more troops, but I just made his troops closer together. And don't question my drawing, I'm not a good drawer, especially on computer. But we're going to be showing what happens, what I should have done to win this battle. Now, first of all, who has the skirmish advantage? That goes to me, in my opinion. I have 6, he had 5, 4. 4, yeah, he had 4, I had 6. Who has the cav advantage? Again, I think that goes to me, just because Iberians, you can see they didn't do that good in that fight, except when they got into my slingers. They did really good. And I'm definitely going to give him the infantry advantage. He has a lot better infantry than me. So immediately when I saw his noble on the left here, his mini noble, what I should have done is sent my Threo spear this way and kept him here. And if he tried to move away from that Threo spear, I should have brought the Threo spear here, and I should have brought a cav unit around to block here. And then that would force him to bring the cav unit back to his main army, and that would have taken that threat right away. So yeah, I should have done that at the start. And then in terms of the skirmish fight, I think I did what I should have done. I retreated back behind my lines, and I threw my infantry in the front. And when our infantry engages, I have a major problem here. So basically, I sent my infantry forward. This is my Threo spear. And then I sent my Hublates forward to sort of go like this, I guess. Yeah, okay, let's not talk about that. And let's actually use the erase tool. Okay, so now the main thing is, what should I do now? Our infantry has essentially engaged. I have this Pontic sword in reserve. I moved to the right a little bit, which was fine in my opinion. I just kept him there ready for whatever I needed him to do. But immediately his infantry start taking the battle, winning the battle. Now I send this flank over here. I send the naked swords up and into his flank, and then I have my peltas supporting them. That is what I should have been doing over here. If you can see, he had his cavalry up here to the left a little bit, and he eventually did move one to about here. But that's only one cav. My noble blood will crush that. So what I did is I sent forward my naked to support the Threo spear, and I sent my Pontic peltast forward, about like right here next to the sword. And then the swordman eventually threw himself into the fight too, and the Pontic peltast couldn't really hit anything valuable like the Libyan infantry. It was just shooting late Libyan Hublates, which isn't a bad, because it did break one of the units. But if I had done that, then I would have had a cav unit up around here, and I would have had a peltast unit up around here. Now if he brings over more cavalry, let's say a second unit right, so he's got 2 Iberians here, all I have to do is pull another noble blood from the center and bring it around here, and then have my general come up and over to here, and then I've efficiently crushed his cavalry. He can't do anything with it because they will be beaten, and my peltast will have rule over the battlefield. And my chariots, this was a problem I did. I moved my chariots up to here, which was the smart move for the start. And when you saw me launch them, I had to go through my own skirmishers there, and that really screwed me over, because when I went through the skirmishers, it got one of them stuck, and the Balearics were able to kill it. And then when I did eventually get into the infantry, his Hublates kept me in position, and his Balearics and other skirmish units beat me there. So if I had, let's say, held the chariot till now, or till later in the battlefield, and his troops, say they broke through my line. They break through my line here. They break through the Hublates here, and they're coming through. I pull my skirmishers back behind my line here. Then, that's my friend messaging me. Ignore those. Then I send the chariot into his oncoming infantry, who are going to be exposed and in the looser formation, and they're going to be tired. My chariot will be able to efficiently crush them, and just basically run through his infantry line. And my cavalry would have engaged his, I would have tried to engage the Iberians. He would have probably retreated though. But if he did that, he would either pull this unit back or pull another Iberian over here. That gives me 2 cav against his 1 noble and a Thraeospear. I could push the Thraeospear and then push my cav units, and my general, who would have moved through the center of the battlefield, he can come right through and cut off his noble. And then I could surround his noble and kill it, and he would have to sacrifice his general. And with a dead general, chariots running through your line, you're not going to be able to hold up against the final push of the Naked Swords. With their frenzy charge, the Naked Swords do great, and you saw that. One of them got over 200 kills, which is absolutely ridiculous, but you can see how many times I just screwed up in that battle. It eventually led to me just losing. Even though I did good with my cav, I didn't do what I should have done. I moved my left flank, these guys right here, up into position, and it really did keep his left held, but I never moved my right flank. I just kept it there. And I sent it basically straight and left the cav unit back here, which is exactly why I lost. If I had pushed with the naked, broken through his Gallic sword, and had Peltas shooting his Libyans in behind, there's no way he would have been able to hold long enough here to charge through here and beat me, because I had the chariots. And that's one of the reasons why I like chariots so much. I've become pretty good with them, except I obviously misused them in this battle. And I think I would have been able to win this battle if I did it exactly how I just explained it. So I hope this didn't get too confusing. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing this more. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.